I'm Dan, and welcome to another guest review for Geekanoids.co.uk and their YouTube channel, youtube.com/Geekanoids. Now, today I am reviewing another iPad app, and this one is one that I'm really excited about. It's called AmpliTube from IK Multimedia. Now, the app comes in 3 versions, and the one I'm reviewing today is the full version. You can also get a light version, which is totally free, and you can buy add-ons that I'll talk about later. And you also get, for the iPhone, an LE version, which comes with some pedals, but not the complete package. This one is the full version that I'm reviewing today. Now, these add-ons that I'm talking about are these pedals up here, because this is a virtual pedal board for an electric guitarist, and it is something that I've really enjoyed playing around with. Now, even me, who's a bit of an amateur guitarist, can really see the powerfulness of this app, and has really enjoyed playing with it. So let's get into the review. It just gives you a quick warning to say that, you know, if you haven't set it up right, we'll get feedback. So let's click OK. And now you can hear that the effects have sort of come in. And I've got a guitar here. So let's start strumming away. You'll hear straight away that, you know, it amplifies the signal enough for it to be recordable, which is a good start. So, you know, I can just play a simple G chord, and it's sounding nice. But then you've got all these effects up at the top that you can see. We've got the chorus pedal here. We've got a delay pedal, a flanger, and an overdrive. So let's mess around with some of these. Let's have that on and maybe that, and we can hear that straight away. If I play that same G chord as earlier, it's got a really different sound. Now, you can create a vast array of sounds just from this app, and I'm really impressed with it. So, let's turn those two off and have a flanger and an overdrive. So, let's turn the overdrive off, actually. Let's play D. Beautiful. Now, you can see that we can play around with the pedals up here, but the amp has got these knobs on it for increasing the bass, the mids, the trebles, reverb, volume, all sorts, like you'd see on a real amp. And obviously these can all be played with. So at the moment the volume's at 10. We can turn that down or whatever. And you'll also see down here that we're getting a slightly more accurate readout with as a decimal number. So we've got that. We've also got the bass, the mids, and the trebles, which can all be played with as well. I'll just leave them as they are for now. Here we've got what microphone you want it to sound like it's coming through. Here, it looks like it's coming through something like a Shure SM57, which is, a fairly common microphone, and that's a dynamic one, but we can tap this, change the sound slightly, and it's coming through a condenser mic, which, again, changes the sound. We can change the pedals up here as well. So, we can change that for another chorus pedal, or we've already got one of those. So let's have it as a noise filter, and we'll turn that on, and you can hear that it's already cut away the noise and creating a smoother sound that I quite like. You've also got the ability to change the amp. So this is a clean amp. We can have a slightly crunchier amp, and that also changes the default microphone as well. So very crunchy there. Bit of a sort of more a one note or power chord amp. Going through the amps again, we've got a lead one, so really loud. So that's a much more crunchy amp. Sorry, that was the metal amp. The lead, and then the bass amp, which is a much purer sound. Now, another thing that comes included is 9 presets of amp setups that you might want to play around with. So if we click on that, it comes, this one has just got a noise filter on it, and then it's got the lead amp that we saw earlier. But then you can still add on the fuzz. We'll take that away, and then the anything that you want to play around with, it can all be done in here with the different pedals. Now, as I was saying earlier, the light version is a totally free app, but you can buy each pedal for between $2.99 and $4.99, and I think that translates into App Store currency. You know, in the UK, that's about £1.79 up to about £2.99 for the pedals. So it's really quite reasonable, especially compared to how much a pedal costs in the real world. So let's just carry on playing with these presets. This is a much heavier. So that's a much heavier sub amp. And then also seeing here as well, let's just play around with that one. That's got a nice, let's put that flange on. This is also available from IK Multimedia, and this enables you to input a guitar, 3/4 inch jack into your iPad, and then you also get the out, like you said. Now, at the moment, I've got this plugged in straight into my mixer, so that I can record what I'm actually, what's actually coming out of the iPad. So it's not going through a speaker and then into a microphone again. This is the sound that it's producing, and I think it's really quite impressive. You also have the ability to play along to a song from your iTunes library, which is another one that I really quite like. And even if you don't play guitar, or you just want to have a play around with it, and you don't have your guitar on you, there are some audio demos that come as standard that you can play around with all the pedals. There is also a metronome built on here, so you can hear that going on there, and you can also tap out a rhythm. So you know, whatever you want there. And there is also a tuner, which for me is just the cherry on the icing for this, because a tuner is really important for any guitarist. This app is available for £11.99 on the UK App Store. Now, I really think this app is a must for all guitarists who have an iPad. It is such a fantastic app, and if, for me, the only downside I could find was that the idea behind a pedal board is that you can, change mid-song without having to take your hands off the guitar. With this, you're not really going to want to stamp on your iPad, so you do have to, lift one hand off while you're playing, which could be a bit interruptive. But just for the usefulness, just as another thing that your iPad can do, I think this is really impressive. And I think the guys at IK Multimedia have done a really good job making this look and feel like a pedal board that you would want to use and actually would be proud of. If you had this number of pedals in your collection, that would be impressive.
This video review is sponsored by EasyDraw, making drawing fun on Mac OS X.